ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Sideline Sports production of the Gauntlet, where we're bringing you guys the latest NFL action, put our own twist to it, and giving you guys the unfiltered thoughts and opinions. And I already see my people hyping me up in the comment section. I see Grizz, see Cliff. What's up, boys? Hope you guys are doing well tonight. Let's get the crew in the house, though. Like, why wait? I don't see the point. I don't know why we always do the show like this, but we got Jay in the house, and we got like this is the most awkward part of the entire show where I have to like introduce you guys. Where is JJ at?
Oh, he fell down.
He bounced on us? Okay, whatever, he'll be back.
He fell down.
Don't worry, the most entertainment member of the Gauntlet Crew is there he is. JJ.
Fell down, huh?
JJ, we cannot have a show without JJ Jenkins.
He's clumsy.
So,
He been drinking already. You gotta give him a little leeway, man.
He got the hat.
Actually,
he got the hat
no, I have not been drinking.
Margarita Joe.
No, I think I just couldn't see myself, so I had to restart it.
Oh, okay then.
So
no Margarita Joe tonight.
You weren't taking shots off camera. Is what you're saying.
How's everybody's brackets going?
I didn't even fucking bother.
I took three L's yesterday. Hey, how's your bracket? Because Yale beat Auburn.
I tried to get everyone to
no.
$25 bracket, and nobody would do
anyway.
But anyway, guys,
I had Auburn out in the next round. Who cared? Didn't care.
Enough with the brackets. Let's get into this bracket. Let's get into the rapid fire topics. First thing.
Uh-oh.
The NFL is not going to ban the tush push, which was made famous by the Philadelphia Eagles for how much they had.
True.
How do you guys feel about this decision?
I think they're bored and just need something to talk about. It's a legal play. How you gonna ban a legal play? They're advancing the ball by the rules. Okay, teams are just mad because they can't stop it. Now, it remains to be seen what's going to happen now that Kelsey's retired, Jason Kelsey. But still, they got something that works.
Baby. We got two dudes that squats 600 pounds, Jalen Hurts and Saquon.
Yeah, but they're not going to ban it. It's a legal play. You're playing within the rules. Why would they take it out?
Well, here's the thing.
I think the whole conversation is stupid. That's my
Here's the whole thing also. Philly's great at it. KC's pretty dang good at it. But I can tell you this right now. The Bears tried using 3 different times Cole Kmet for it and failed every time. They're just, they're just ridiculous. It's like if you stink, you stink at it. So if everybody's not, I could see if 32 teams were just awesome at it and it worked, even though it would stink. But only 2 or 3 teams are really good at it. So I don't see it going out of there.
I'd have to kind of agree with that because at the end of the day, we don't even run it because we already know what type of quarterback we have. But who cares? Who cares?
We know what type of quarterback we have, and that's how we run our stuff, man. The tush push, baby. But what about
Chase Young? Choke in the playoffs?
What about Chase Young? Well, my team's actually been to a Super Bowl recently. Yours hasn't, so I would.
No, we're not talking about the Lions, sir. But way to deflect.
I would sit your ass down until you actually do something. Thank you very much. Chase Young to the New Orleans Saints. Love it, or hate it for Chase Young.
I like it, but I also don't like it, but it's also his fault. San Fran got rid of him because he got lazy and took plays off. Yep. So he still could be a 49er, but the man still has a job. I'm not going to hate on, a guy that's still making his money. He can still come back from it. It's not like he's going to a terrible squad. So I think he can actually do numbers for New Orleans. He's going to a much easier division, I'll tell you that.
All right. Do we like, love it, or hate it? Anybody else?
Well,
I'm wearing a shirt that says hated it, but go ahead.
Yeah, I still the one thing I can see from this is that I still remember when Bears fans were screaming for Chase Young and absolutely wanted Ryan Poles fired because he picked Montez Sweat, and Montez Sweat became the beast. So it's like these GMs know what they're talking about. They really do. So it's like, but I'm not going to hate him going anywhere. I think he's got talent. It's just they chose someone that chose Montez Sweat over him. They knew why.
Fair enough.
JJ?
All right. Anybody else drop any takes?
I'm kind of indifferent about it. I would say I would say I would hate it if he went to a team in the NFC North, but since he didn't, I don't really care. I would have liked the Lions to maybe kick the tires on him, but that's not Brad Holmes' style. He doesn't like good free agents.
JJ, you got any thoughts?
This is going to sound,
He likes people like Cam Sutton a lot more. More on that later.
this is going to sound so cocky. I'm so sorry for saying this. We've only lost one game to the NFC, so I really don't trip on NFC moves. No shade. Just saying.
So that's the only thought you have?
I mean, I don't really think the Saints are that good to begin with, and I think they are in an easy division, but when I look at these moves, I just look at, am I going to take him in some sports fest this year, or am I not? I might take him this year because he is playing for a team that the blitz, when he's got a chance to get some sacks. So that's really the only thing I think about knowing that he's going down to New Orleans.
I mean, my thoughts, Chase Young was the second overall pick of the draft. He spent a lot of time injured, hasn't really lived up to the hype. He does have the talent, so on a one-year deal, maybe something could happen, but I'm not, freaking out over this move. Anyway, that's it for this topic, or this part of the segment. Let's move to the next segment, baby. Sports Morons of the Week. Favorite part of the show where we get to rant and get everything off our chest. The dumbest moments of sports. Let's go.
I'm excited about this because I have two.
All right, it's time for the Sports One of the Week. Dumbest takes and dumbest things in the world of sports. For the second week in a row, New York Giants fans, come on up to the table. You are Sports One of the Week. We're going to go to Sean Marash, who is the co-host of the radio show with T.T. Barber. This is what he had to say in regards to Saquon Barkley. Here's the fun catch. At no point during his 6 years with the New York Giants, Saquon Barkley at no point was the Giants' best player. And for a second overall pick and a bad team, that's very difficult. Odell Beckham Jr., Dexter Lawrence, Thomas, to name a few, were all better players. Odell Beckham was only with the Giants for one season, which was Saquon's rookie year. And Saquon had a crazy season that year. I think he rushed for 1,400 yards, and he had 600 or 700 yards receiving. He was crazy. He was underutilized by the team the whole time he was there. They didn't know how to use him, and they didn't pay him. They paid Daniel Jones over him. So for you guys to say this stupidity again against Saquon Barkley, it just shows that you guys are salty. And I can't wait to see what Saquon does in the Eagles uniform. He's going to make Giants fans cry.
Twice.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, just to piggyback on that, it's just Giants organization, Giants fans, right now, you're sounding like the bitter baby mama. You got to stop this, okay? You got to quit this shit, man. You didn't pay him. He moved on. You got a whole draft coming up in about a few weeks. Get over it. Move on. You royally screwed the pooch with him. It is what it is. You sound like the ex that won't let him see his son or some shit, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. Come on.
All I do is just picture when he says that, I just picture Taraji and Baby Boy saying, "I hate you.
You so stupid. I can't stand your black ass.
Give me my shade."
We're gonna make that a whole
to somebody else.
Just going like that.
I'm passing the mic to somebody else that wants to give a sports moron.
All right, I got you, because I have two, but I'll be quick. Sports moron number one of the week, Emmanuel, how do you say his last name? Acho? Acco?
Acho.
And I quote, "The Cowboys are better than every team in the NFC, except the Niners."
Good one.
This one's much worse. Old Smelly Flower Irvin, and I quote, "We have the closest thing in the NFL to Tom Brady. Dak Prescott has the ability to do what Tom does, and he has the leadership like Tom." don't even know what to say except
I think he said
Cokehead Irvin has been smelling the smelly flower again. Does he have the leadership? Maybe. The closest thing in the NFL to Tom Brady?
No.
There's not a single thing he does that's close to Tom Brady.
They share. Tell me one thing the two of them have in common. Tell me one. I dare you.
No, I don't
I
think.
got nothing.
Oh, that's the actual question. I thought that was rhetorical.
Nick, what you got, man?
Easily. Rob Manfred, you really don't want to go after your golden goose, do you, Mr. Shohei Ohtani? In the midst of everything, now because you said you don't want to go after him, now it's all over Twitter with people with conspiracies stating that it looks like that they just gave examples like during the Atlanta series and all that kind of stuff like that. They were showing how money was given out, and then all of a sudden Shohei had a bad time. Had a bad game. See, this is what happens when you don't investigate yourself. Both the FBI and all them and the internet's going to investigate. Because now, but see, here's the thing about this. You're showing that you don't have a good organization there. Because yes, the NFL, their brand is the star. They still have stars within it, but it's like an ensemble on Broadway. MLB needs them. They show they need him. And they're scared half to death to lose him. You popped him so hard, and now he might have a gambling problem. The biggest thing about it was you
ban him for life.
What?
Ban him for life.
Right.
You did it to Pete Rose. You did it to Pete Rose, but you're not going to do it.
Or
to
you
him.
got to bring Pete Rose back, or you have to bring Pete Rose back. And it's like
Put him in the hall.
No, I'm just saying if they don't.
No, like the MLB, if they're going to do that, then they need to keep the same standard, which they're not.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. It just shows he has not whatsoever built a good organization or a star organization when he needs that guy to survive. NFL, here's the deal. Tom Brady's the biggest, baddest, like during that time with the whole deflation deal. Biggest, baddest name in the whole deal. They banned him 4 games.
Yep.
They were able. I mean, there's no way they do this with Shohei. It shows how much organization, how much the NFL could go on.
Right.
That's the whole point I'm saying. Manfred is proving that MLB is always on a razor's edge.
Oh yeah,
Infrastructure.
I would kind of agree. America's favorite pastime is definitely not it now.
Yeah.
The only reason they call it America's pastime is because it takes forever to play a goddamn game.
It takes that long to play a game.
Hence the inception of Manfred Ball, but that wasn't exactly a success now either, was it?
Well, that's why it's more enjoyable in person than on TV. But JJ, did you have any sports on that you wanted to give?
No, I didn't.
We did forget one though. I did forget about Tad Prescott, and Cowboys X Factor brought it in the comments.
Yeah,
Jack's brother for saying when he was ranking the quarterbacks, he said that Jalen Hurts was a running back. Well, last time I checked, that Jalen Hurts set records in the Super Bowl, played one of the best games ever in the Super Bowl, and he won the same amount of playoff games than Dak Prescott within like a lot less time. So if you want to call a guy a running back, at least know what you're talking about. The guy's just trying to stay relevant. He's only relevant because of his brother. If it wasn't for Dak, nobody would even know who this guy is.
The Lions now have as many playoff wins this century as the Cowboys, by the way.
That's
because of Dak. It's the funny part.
That's pretty sad. If you think about where the Lions' history, like, even though they had a great year last year, to still have the same amount of wins as the Cowboys within that amount of time.
It is sad. It's hilarious.
Yep.
All right. I guess that wraps up our morons, unless anybody else has something to say to anything I just said. But let's move on, guys. Let's move on. Let's get into some action.
I had JJ's bet of the week, but JJ stepped away.
Is JJ doing bets of the week during all season?
I said, well, he had an NBA one.
I bet
What
JJ
about
won't
March
come
Madness?
back.
You'd be better to have a March
You get
Madness.
that too.
Oh, okay.
JJ, you got any bets for March Madness right now?
No, I don't.
NBA?
Really... Oh yes, NBA. How you doing?
All right, give me an NBA bet.
Well, aside, I said it earlier, I like Cade Cunningham against the Boston Celtics, but I am really big on Tyrese Maxey tonight against the Los Angeles
baby.
Lakers. Just for the simple fact that the Los Angeles Lakers do not defend at the guard position well, and Maxey's the fastest guy on the court and the number one scoring option for these Philadelphia 76ers, who are trying to get out of the play-in. Both teams going, but I got Maxey tonight. Points and rebounds.
Number what, is Embiid hurt again?
Next. That's my guy.
Embiid hasn't been in here for a long time, man.
Oh, so the sun came up.
Joe's been out for a long time. But anyway, let's go to the. We're not here to talk about basketball now that JJ made it. So we're here. Let's get to the real action now. All right, let's simmer down and let's bring it back in here. Justin Fields was traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers for basically nothing.
Pennies.
Like
one bag of potato chips.
Action, ladies and gentlemen, is first of all, I still think Russ is going to be the starter, which is going to be good for Justin, so he can just sit and learn how to process the game at this level, which he has had issues with Chicago. But I think that is going to make him a better player. But I think it's a good situation for him. I just think that on the Bears side, you know what, they were expecting to get so much more than they did, and I just think that they waited a little bit too long, and all these teams started to, bring in other quarterbacks, and Kirk Cousins went to Atlanta. Atlanta was supposed to be a hot spot for Justin. He's from Georgia and everything like that. So I think that the Bears just kind of waited too long, and they just had to take whatever. And, they couldn't have Caleb and Justin on the same team. It would be a distraction. It would be way too much noise. So they pretty much just yanked the Band-Aid off and said, all right, you're out of here. So that was my reaction to the trade. Any other reactions that you guys want to share? Justin Fields, Pittsburgh Steelers.
If I may, before definitely the clear two individuals get into it.
Yeah.
It's a good move for him, and it's a good move for Pittsburgh, to be very honest with you, because at the end of the day, I think maybe Caleb has all the talent and the tools, but it really comes down to your mentality. And for the simple fact of the matter is, that's the biggest question mark when it comes to him. So if you take him, you may get things that you like, but you may get things that you don't like. I personally would have kept Justin Fields, but now Justin Fields comes to my division. This is a team that has been able to get wins with having second and third string quarterbacks. They have a running game. Now, I've been told in reports that, kind of conflicting reports, because some reports are saying Russell Wilson is the starter, and some reports are also saying if Justin Fields shows out in camp, he may be the starter. To be honest with you, if I'm looking at what is going on in my division, Justin Fields is a good move for the future, because if you get him a chance to learn the system, he can be very dangerous. Because I don't know why people ignore, like, Justin Fields did not have some really all-star amazing games in his career here. He may have lost a lot of time, but it's like we say that about him, but we've always pounded on the Bears for not being good. So it can't, which is it? Is it him or is it the team? Because if it's the team, then it maybe look at him as like maybe it's not all the way on him. Is Pittsburgh a better organization? Yes, top to bottom, culture, everything. Despite what people want to say about Mike Tomlin, you win in games with people that are just coming off the street. So you bring a guy that has talent here, I think it's a great thing. And I know why they did it. You see the quarterbacks in your division. You need to get up and keep up to par with those guys. And I think he has a good chance to do that in Pittsburgh.
I think that's a good take.
Hey, let me tell you this, Bacon. They would have won if they didn't put Rex freaking Grossman in there. So I'm responding to this. They would have done this, but let me say this to you. Everybody sees me on social media. What do? Over and over, I drill the point in. I can say this, Denzel. How much did I drill that they needed to trade him after those two big games?
All last year, yeah.
Guess what? How much return would they have gotten then? But no, the field Swifties had to whine to me, and they had to whine, and they had to say, well, we got to keep him. He's going to win 10 games one day, maybe, after 3 years. It's like they had to whine, and they had to get this. But let me tell you this, and you're correct, JJ. He did have some good games. He also had 7 career games under 100 yards. In his career, that is out of over 30. 7. And you're right. It is the Bears organization, which is why I keep saying they don't have the infrastructure to build a star quarterback. That's why I keep bringing up the quarterbacks they need to get. And you build. If you want something like that, you build the infrastructure. They never do. But Bears fans refuse to listen because they're going after Caleb Williams now, which is going to fail too.
It ain't gonna matter if you ain't got
it's going to fail too because boom, boom. Boom. Same thing will happen. And it's like,
well, Caleb's going to have a 1,000 times better team around him than Justin.
That's understood. The team, but they've got a bunch of 1-year offensive linemen right now in that thing. 1-year guys. Which one of them is going to be tutored as a center. The other 2 are 1-year guys. And then a couple are going to get drafted. He's going to get killed. It's why, guess what by itself? They don't get the infrastructure proper. Do they have the wide receivers? Yes, they do. But this is the thing. This is the thing. Why did they win more games with Trubisky? Is it because Trubisky's better? No. Just as far as skill? No. It's because they had an infrastructure for him. It's what you had to build. It's like you run game. You give them a few good plays. You do all that stuff. Great defense. You build all those.
To Jacob's point, though, if you look at San Francisco, you plug any quarterback in there, they are successful.
I was just about to mention Purdy. Yeah.
Because their defense is always good and their O-line is always good.
But the thing is, this is the difference between the teams that are predominantly successful throughout their tenure and the teams that are always searching is that they don't care who it is in the draft or who it is come around. Their number one focus is making sure those offensive and defensive lines are intact. Because if you get that intact, everything else can fit. If you can get that intact, but everything it seems like Chicago is doing is except for going to the one area it needs to. And maybe you're going to address it in the draft, but this goes all for naught if you can't protect them.
And this is correct, but this is my point. I say everybody thought it's like, why was there wins under that guy from some odd years ago? I mean, 7 years because it was built for this. It's like you had a great defense. He made a few good plays. You did that stuff, but it didn't have to be him. Then guess what? They're a field goal away from probably going to a next round and seeing the NFC title game. If it went for Parkey, you get my point? They had enough. But that's the point. It was built for it.
It was there.
Yes, it was built for it. This is what I keep getting irritated with Bears fans on. Let's go slobber the next guy. Let's go slobber this. It's why I say I want Bo Nix or Jaden Daniels. It's why I say Jaden Daniels has a 72.
Better.
I understand this. You're right, Jaden Daniels, but I just said 2 of them because both of them are tough and both of them won it. This is why I want them. But this is the reason I say this. Both of them are 70% passers, which you can be able to do something along the lines, get a defense, and you can give them a simple offense. Both of them, while they learn. Caleb, they're going to try to give the whole book right away. He's not going to be ready. He doesn't have the mental state.
Nope.
But guess what? I've gotten to that point where I'm just trying to mute every idiot on there. They're slobbering over him.
So how many games are the Bears going to win with Caleb Williams?
No.
How many?
Absolutely not.
Come on, bro.
No. Because
maybe he'll get lucky. Maybe he'll get lucky and he pulls an Eli Manning and he's like, "Don't draft me."
A lot of people are saying the Bears
that would be beautiful.
Caleb.
Go ahead.
With Caleb? Wow.
No.
Well, they should probably worry about not finishing last for the first time in 4 years before they get delusions of playoff berths.
Oh, no.
Maybe that's just me.
I am saying this now. No. And it's for one thing I don't like crying to mom, and I don't like painted nails, and I don't like dresses. Representing our team. But I don't like any of that. But the biggest thing with it is, guess what? someone like Jaden Daniels, someone like Bo Nix, or those types. Okay, we'll just say Drake.
Even J.J. McCarthy.
Huh?
Stop it.
Even J.J. McCarthy.
Okay, I'm saying
not with the number 1 pick, but
okay.
you guys could get a haul for that first pick.
I want that, but I don't.
They
I
get a
don't.
bigger
I'm not
haul
big
than
fan.
last year too.
I'm not big fan of JJ, but cool. I just want to laugh when it's not Caleb. That's not the point. Thing is, any of these guys that I'm saying, you can give them a simple book. They will give a simple book to them. Have a good. You have DeAndre Swift. You get a good run game. You can do that stuff. You can give them a simple book, maybe a few plays. Trubisky.
Yep.
Those things. You get my point.
James said, "How many games do the Bears win next year?" Jacob's response: "No."
If it's not Caleb, 9 to 10. If it's Caleb, about 6, maybe.
Okay, finally, real answer.
Jacob, would you take Penix?
Okay, sure.
No,
Michael Penix? Okay.
Not
Okay.
At this point, he would take anyone other than Caleb Williams.
All I want to do is laugh at these fans first and figure it out later. I am sick and tired of slobbering over the next biggest thing and losing. So, Penix, sure. I'll laugh. I don't quite know, but I'll figure it out later. I just want to start getting a point. Quit giving them the whole dang ridiculous book and expecting everything. Quit this.
I think Jacob is like, we go in a clear direction.
Yeah, I have no idea where this conversation is going. Like, it's just basically everyone giving their takes and then Jacob telling everybody why he hates the Bears fans.
Pretty much.
Does anybody have any more takes for Justin Fields?
Go ahead.
Yes, Justin Fields got exactly what he was worth. 1 bag of half-eaten stale potato chips. You know when you leave a bag of chips out and then you forget about them and they're there for like 3 days, and then you go to eat one and it's like chewy? That's Justin Fields.
But
Why
see,
does it
that's
gotta
what you
be
would eat
stale, though?
anyway. You would eat that anyway there, Dom. You'd have enough stuff in you. You'd eat it anyway.
I would not.
I would not. Fields, I think Fields is in an ideal situation.
Yes.
Real quick, I mean, that defense is still there. He doesn't. He's going to be put in a position where he doesn't have to do too much to win. Now, me personally, it remains to be seen. I think Russell Wilson would only be there for 1 year, so Fields will only have to sit behind him for 1 year. Russ signed for the league minimum for 1 year, and I think he's going to fly off elsewhere. It's going to be Fields' team. It's going to be his team.
What's crazy to me is this dude's already been in the league for 3 years. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, he can go to Pittsburgh and sit and learn. You've been in the league for 3 years. What were you doing for those 3 years? Not learning.
He hasn't been learning there for those years.
No, the big thing, and you're right, but here's the thing with Fields, and I'm going to say it with Fields here. He has come from these goofy coaches, between Nagy and Eberflus, or Evercovid, one of the two. That's like he's come for them to the, and I'm saying this, I'm not saying as far as X's and O's, he's not, but as far as the absolute greatest mental, psychological coach in the league, he's got that now, and it's going to help him out greatly.
Yep, that's a good point. Mike Tomlin, the Steelers is much better.
You have to.
I wanted Justin Fields to stay a Chicago Bear for his whole career.
Which is hilarious because you killed Justin Fields and the Trubisky killed you.
At the end of the day, this is also for me.
Mitch did kill us.
This is why I don't invest too much stock in anyone's opinion of these quarterbacks and everything. Because if you haven't had a chance to actually have a stability, how can you honestly say you'll be able to figure it out? Think of it if you had your own job and there's not like just an entry level, like you are a top VP of a company where you got multiple different people coming at you. And then next year, it's a whole different group. So everything you once knew, everything you once figured out has to be reworked. And then on top of that, this is the NFL. Pressure's on you one way or another. And you give him, and James and myself, and now Jay is going to experience, hey, even Dom, give a guy consistent time, then see what happens.
Yeah.
You had Jared Goff coming in. When he
got drafted that he got drafted into it.
He did better. You got to give these young guys a chance. How do you expect somebody that's 23, 24 years old, who's had 2 different coaching regimes, to really try to figure it out? And then on top of that, people are expecting him to just know it off the bat. Now he's going to go to a team that has a structure. 3 coaches in 50 years? Come on now. He's going to have a better chance.
In a way better situation, yeah.
Show what he's going to be made of. And this is where you have to sit there and look at yourself and be like, yo, did I really give him a fair chance? Because coming around him is coming around like Jason Campbell. Literally didn't get a chance, but still kept thriving, whatever he's doing. Justin just wants to give him a chance. Give him a chance. And I think Pittsburgh's going to do that. And if you won 8 games with having second and third string quarterbacks, I can't think that you would win. No, it's not 8 games, 10 games. Make the playoffs.
Yeah. And
who's to say you can't? Yeah.
This is the best quarterback situation the Steelers have had ever since both Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, I'm ready for it because as he thrives and gets better, I'd love to see this matchup between Lamar Jackson because those two can, at their height, I've seen Justin at a peak make some really extraordinary plays with his arm and his legs. I'd love to see that in this division at peak level.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
It'd be exciting. It'd be great for the NFL if that does
I
happen.
can't wait till week 4 when Fields throws for 97 yards, but people just want to talk about that sweet touchdown run. That's what I'm looking forward to.
That run could win at the end of the
We
day.
should never end a segment without Dom saying like some smart ass shit. So let's go to our next segment, guys. Oh, we're already on to non-sports topic. Wow. So we got about 25 minutes or so to go through non-sports related topics. So let's have some fun tonight. I don't know if we discussed this before. I don't know if we discussed this before, but if you had a partner and they came back and they had like a bunch of bruises and stuff on them, and they said that they got beat up by their side, whatever, what would you guys do in that situation? Would you like kick them out? Would you accept them? Like, what would you do?
So
they were cheating on you, but they got beat up by the person they cheated on you with.
Karma, hit the bricks, tramp.
they better go call the cops or something. I got this gigantic knife sticking out of my back, and I'm supposed to help them? Yeah, no.
I would be looking at them just like this. I would be looking at them just like this. Well, what you want me to do?
No.
What you want me
Yeah,
to
you
do?
want me to do about it?
All right, well, fair enough.
It's like I'll take it back to. I can't believe I'll shout about it.
If you got a second
out
side
and-
dude, go call him to go beat
decided
him
to Go
up.
out and lay your hand-
There is
the minute
no
you
way you
decided
would give
to
him
go out
another
and lay
chance.
your hand in somebody else's house, that became your property and your problem. You figure it
Yep.
out over there. That ain't my problem.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You can't trust her
Okay.
anymore. Sorry, you can't trust her anymore. Nope. Sorry. Nope.
Whereas the question was if your girlfriend or whoever significant other cheated on you and they were beat up by
Girlfriend.
the person they cheated on you with, would you still accept them and have a relationship with them?
No. No, and it's girlfriend, by the way. So yeah, I'm saying no. Heck no.
For everyone
It's
except
like,
me.
you go beat him. You go beat that guy up, and they love. Oh, what do you think this is? Lifetime? No. It's like, give me a break. Hell no.
I'm gonna
You're
go
gone.
grab me
See
a
ya.
piece of pizza and come watch the show.
Yeah.
It'll be
Yeah.
cool. But no, but Jacob has a point because, it's going to be a repeat because she'll step out on you again. You're going to end up fighting that guy and fighting that guy. And you can't fight the whole city. Eventually, you're going to meet your match.
Okay.
All
right.
like, I've always said, man, the prison system and graveyards are filled with
Hold on.
dudes trying to save women that didn't need saving.
I just
They would
saw
still
this
be alive or free today if they would have left them hookers alone.
Jay, I just thought of this. Story time. Okay.
Mhm.
I remember when at one time we went to this club for my best friend's party and this guy was hitting on me and stuff. I never really messed with dudes like that, so I ended up hanging out with him, kind of hanging out for a little bit, but I just never really thought too much of it. I remember one night, it was like 2 a.m. I got a call from him. So I ignored it. I paid no mind. I'm thinking like, all right, I'll talk to you tomorrow, whatever. They called again. Okay, whatever. I ignored it. They called a third time. It was the dude's boyfriend coming to me talking about, I know you up here talking to my man and doing this other stuff. I said, man, Your man is up here coming up telling people he's single, so that is your problem, and I'm going to goddamn bed. Good night, and hung up that goddamn phone because that is not my problem. That's exactly how I would carry this situation if you got beat up and you was my boyfriend. Whatever. Get out of here. That's your problem.
All right, bro. I'm passing to Jay.
Wait. All right, man. Let me. Okay. All right. Cool. You know what? I want. Okay. All right. So check this out. So, all right. So, how much does a woman's past matter? Let me explain. Let me elaborate on this. You know, if she was a sex worker. If she, I don't know, fuck the basketball team. If she was a swinger, how much? And you know what? I kind of want Dom to go first on this one. How much does her past exactly matter? What you got, bro?
To be honest, as long as the past stays in the past, it doesn't matter at all. I'm the last person on earth to try to judge someone on their past, their body count, all that. Like, please believe I'm sending you to the clinic before insertion, but other than that, I don't care.
Nah, I completely disagree.
JT?
You don't know what has been in there.
That's why you send her to the clinic first.
You don't know what you're gonna get, and you gotta understand that this woman does not value herself. She doesn't have a high value on herself because she's having sex with an entire basketball team. She's having sex with anybody, anytime, anywhere. She's dirty, she's nasty, she's disgusting.
Apparently, someone did not listen to Joe Brown. Because you know what Joe Brown told me? Every woman is a whore till she becomes yogurt.
Judge Joe Brown?
Still a whore, but
different Joe Brown.
Okay.
She's been everywhere. And she's done all this stuff to dudes. I would rather be with a woman that has respect for herself.
Interesting. So the question is,
if she has taken a train from the basketball team, the Coors Light train from the basketball team, she's got more crabs than a beach. Let's just be very honest. I have no interest with this in the first place. And it's like the big thing you gotta see from yourself. You gotta have respect for yourself with a lot. Because remember, with your relationships, it's a numbers game. It's like what happens with men and women both is you lose patience. You lose all of this, and then you get, oh my God, I gotta have this. Oh my God, my family's talking all about me. It's like, and then guess what? You settle. Then guess what? You gotta live with them. Mm-hmm. And then that's hell.
That's what you want, bro.
That's why you don't settle.
Well, here's the thing. You can be 12,000 miles away in the same room, and it's the worst kind of loneliness around. It's like what you got. It is so much better to be single and then just see what clicks. Yeah. If you find someone and it just happens one day, or maybe not, and then you can go to Hawaii for the rest of your life and just go to hit or do whatever. You don't know, but you got to think it's your integrity, it's your confidence on the line. Mm-hmm. There are. I mean, you don't know how many times I've been to a bar, just watching a ball game. How many men would say to me, "You're so lucky you've never been married yet." Then they check their phone. Oh, it's my boss now. I gotta go home. I mean, what kind of marriage?
Hey, Miss Michigan always needs a date. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. That's exactly the point of it. Is all of this is why it happens. You settle. You listen to your family. You listen to friends. Oh, you gotta know you. You gotta have confidence in you first. This is what happens here.
Preach that.
I think so. So interesting we're having this topic because my life was like the life that we are talking about, whether you would take or accept or not. I've always operated as if my life and how I've lived it is something that's not for you, I get it. No problem. There's 7 billion people in this world. Not going to lose any sleep if you don't like it because of my past. I get it. People have their own reasons. I kind of operate like I think Bacon had said. Are you clean? Great. Are you that way now? Where's your mind now? Cool, because I do believe in our 20s, that's our time to be out here wilding out, having a goddamn time. And now in our 30s or 40s, it's a little bit different, because if I had messed with, let's say, 100 people in my 20s, right? And I haven't met, and then I messed with one person in the next 20 years until you met me. What are you going to think? Honestly, because then I would have to ask myself ask you like, so one person in 20 years is not enough to show you that things have changed and I am clean. At some point, maybe it might be like, look, we all have a past. We all have a past. So personally for me, I kind of be like, if you good, if you clean and you fine, I get it, because I know I've done things. I know I've done plenty of things. I do understand James' point about the self-respect sometimes, because I think in a lot of cases it is that. But also it could be the opposite. Like when you know you bad and you running it. I know we've all had nights where we felt like we had everything on top of the world. Man, you do the dang thing. And I'm speaking from experience, because that's why I enjoyed my 20s. I was a proud one. A proud one. Very proud about what I did, because at the end of the day, number one, I knew I was doing what I wanted to do. And number two, as long as those tests came back negative, cool. Didn't always come back negative, but when you cleared it up, cool. We have them. So I wouldn't care, but I understand people that would care. If
the great thing about a woman that doesn't respect herself, you don't have to respect her either. I'm just playing.
No,
but it's true.
No, you're not.
But it's true.
I might be an outlier here. I'm gonna side on the side of James here, because and I see in the comments, I see what Grizz and everyone else is saying. Everyone does have a past, but and people, especially some women, they may look at it and say, "Oh, well, that's a double standard." Well, here's the thing: the world's full of double standards, and last I checked, whenever there's a double standard that favors the woman, they tend to not say anything. Mm-hmm. Biologically, that's how men are built. Men are built to conquer. It is what it is. Yep. We're built to conquer.
Yep.
We're built to conquer.
Yeah. What's the thing about the key in the lock?
Yeah, a key that can open many locks is a master key. A lock that's opened by many keys is a shitty lock. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Not only that, but stats have shown that the more promiscuous the woman, the higher chance of a divorce.
Yes.
And then there's the self-respect thing that James was talking about. There's just certain shit that a man don't want to deal with. If you and Shorty walk into a venue, you know what I mean, and she's known there, like she slept with half the bar or over half the bar, that dude don't want to go through the sniggling and giggling and pointing and looking. And not only that, but some of those brothers will walk up that have done it before, and they'll get the hugging all on her and thinking they can feel on her again to see if she'll. Yeah, there's just certain things that dudes don't want to deal with, and so we tend to avoid women like that.
That's why you don't meet them at the bar, and then once you're with them, you don't take them to the bar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any of you ever? I'm gonna give one set here. Any of you ever watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Oh, my favorite show ever.
Let me say this. He had the first 7-8 years, whatever the amount. He had the hottest dang woman you ever get as far as his wife. And when she goes with Ted Danson, I'm doing the deal. I'm doing the storyline. Goes with Ted Danson, and after he does do all that stuff, and then they divorce. Is he with anybody else? No, he has Leon. He has Leon with him. You get my point, Dom. In fact, it's like when you felt like you had the best, and then it didn't work anyway. You get my point. It's like this is a lot of men by itself. It's like, is Larry the character a grouch? Yes, he is. But he's right sometimes on things. And it's like, but the thing is, the way that TV and media does, they try to make men look bad, always.
Basically, you guys aren't picking up Julia Roberts from Pretty Woman.
Hell no.
Hell no.
That you leave that in film. Leave that on the screen.
And I tell you this, she never looks that good on the street. Ever.
Hookers never do.
Exactly.
I may be an outlier, but I never really thought she was that attractive in the first place. But
me neither.
Come on, 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning, do they look like Julia Roberts? ever.
She's cute, and I think she was cute.
They don't look cute. They don't look
and
cute.
also how she talked.
Depends on how many marshmallow drips deep you are.
I mean, I agree. I don't think she was the cutest because I personally think one of the most underrated ones I think is so cute is Sandra Bullock. But
yeah, loved her in Speed.
I definitely do think Sandra Bullock, and I actually, if I pick between Julia Roberts, I actually would go Demi Moore over Julia, personally. But I mean, Julia had a little soft, a little innocent or soft-spoken, like innocent turned seductive look about her.
Got a weird mouth.
Ugly. She ain't ugly, but you know, she's not the cutest.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I see her. Well, y'all gonna get mad at me, but I think Angelina Jolie is average. I think she's about
oh no, I'm with you.
She's all ass.
I think she's about average in looks.
No, you're correct. She's all ass. That's what it is. I mean, they all looked at the ass, and it's
I'll
like,
tell you who's not average: Scarlett Johansson.
Boom.
No.
Scarlett's above all the one we just said. Go ahead.
I'll tell you who's not average: Sydney Sweeney.
Ooh.
This is some 1940s, just from like the before the talkies. Just some actress from like the 1890s.
You can
I
say
saw
what
somebody
you want,
make a
but
post and it was like, if Sydney Sweeney didn't have these big titties, then like nobody would like her, or she would be like,
oh, y'all talking about? I thought y'all was talking about.
Somebody made like a quote tweet of that post and said, "This is like the gay."
Do you know? This is the thing with Sydney Sweeney. Do you know why the titties are so big right now? The tiggle bitties, or whatever the hell we want to say. Do you know why that's so big right now? Because the biggest thing about media is they try to plane out women. They try to make them plain and do all that stuff. It's like when you get hot women back in, all of a sudden we notice.
You know, actually, one of the underrated women, one of the underrated women out there was the star of the Scream series, Neve Campbell. That was one of my.
I fucked with Neve Campbell the long way.
Like, I think
since Party of Five.
She was. I think, true that. Like, but I think she's so beautiful. I loved her in The Craft, and then coming on to Scream, of course. And she looks great now. Like, she looks amazing now. Like, she's always been a beautiful woman. That's been my girl. And Jennifer Aniston too. That's my girl.
Jennifer Aniston is a vampire, I'm convinced.
Yeah,
because she's still hot at 50.
She looks the same as she did 25 years ago.
But back to Jacob. One thing about Jacob, Angelina Jolie has an exotic look about her, and that's also a part of the appeal of her. She looks like one of the women that's kind of like, is she an island girl or is she more of an West Indies girl? Like, she has that look about her, and the way she looks at you with her eyes is ultimately what makes her so like seductive to people.
I liked her in Gone in 60 Seconds because she had those blonde dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, bro.
I mean, she my girl from Tomb Raider.
Are we passing this mic, or are we just reballing everything?
Dom, what you got?
Nothing. I had two sports morons. I'm tapped out.
Oh, Jacob?
Okay, I'm going to ask this part here. I'm going to ask this part as far. Let's say, go to the gym. 3 reasons. I'm going to give it 3 reasons. I'm going to give it every one of you right now, and then I'll say mine in a little while. Any reason out of these 3 that you would go to a gym for? Would you go for look/sex appeal? Would you go to get in shape? Would you go for, or would you go for, the self-defense, being tough? One to get which one would you go for? Being very honest.
The biggest reason is for yourself, for health.
No, for what you would do. What would you do though? I'm just saying for you.
Well, what I do? That's what I would do for my health, for showing up for myself, because going to the gym is going to make my life better because I'm doing something productive with my time. I'm running, I'm lifting weights, I'm doing stuff that's going to make my health better, which is going to make my life better. So that's the reason.
All right. And what about you? Jay?
Well, I mean, my whole motivation for lifting in the first place, because like I started kind of like when I was 16 and everything, and being a big pro wrestling fan, I wanted to be big like those guys, you know what I mean? So that was like kind of my motivation, and then I just ended up loving it, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool to get in there and if you're in the gaining period and you just kind of add a little bit of weight like every single week and see if you can, like outdo yourself and everything. That was one thing that on my third deployment, and I actually ended up leaving with the third highest bench on base and highest in the unit. And it was great because it was more than just, staying in shape. It was just accomplishing new things. And it felt good because whenever you go in, because anything that takes hard work to get is more respected. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, to James's point, you go in and it's like a whole new way of life, however far you want to take it. People see that, and then you become the go-to person. They walk up to you in the gym, yo, can I get a spot? Yo, what's your technique whenever you bench? What about whenever you curl? What's your max curl or whatever? What do you suggest supplements you take, for this right here? Or it could be anything. You just kind of become that go-to guy in the gym. So it's more than just the look also. It's doing something productive, like James said, and overall, it's another notch under your belt, but a big one at that. Because if you decide you want to get on the bulking system, right? You're gonna eat clean, you're gonna bulk and everything, and you put on good weight and all of that, and it's a transformation. It's a little transformation. You come on TikTok right now and see people going through transformations. Like 6 months ago, they wasn't the same guy. Now they're all ripped and everything, and then by the end of the year, they look like they look like Russell Wilson could be throwing to them, right? So not only that, but that's motivating also because people watch clips like that and they're like, well, shit, I need to get my ass in the gym. You know what I'm saying? So it works as a motivation for others also. And you can do that without even formally being a personal trainer. Back in the day, long before the internet, man, we had to go sign to a gym and get a personal trainer for a motivator. Now you cut on TikTok and find anybody, or Instagram or whatever, and follow them and stuff and get all the motivation you need. I guess times is different, but and maybe that's the good part about technology, about the internet, is the good that's out there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what I do. My bad, I was all long-winded and shit, but
okay, no.
I'm going D, none of the above. The only reason I'm going to the gym is to stare at chicks and yoga pants. I don't need to work out.
Yeah.
He being honest.
Oh, let's
Right.
Okay.
Like, if I was really desperate to find a potential mate, the gym is the only place I would go. Because if nothing else, it's either chicks that care about themselves or fat chicks that want to care about themselves more. Either way, it's a win-win.
They're usually in January and February. They're gone.
True.
Just be truthful.
They're probably not there right now.
I had a gym membership about 15 years ago. I went religiously 3 days a week for 6 months.
And you gained a pound?
Not even. 6 ounces tops.
Yeah.
And smoking a cigarette and throwing it as I walked into the gym. Yeah. And lighting one up as soon as I walked out. I hate working out. I fucking hate it.
Well, here's my thing. I think about, I'm going to give a little quick deal and I'll tell you what my point is. Remember Arnold Schwarzenegger, that time that guy double kicked him right in the damn back, and he's 70 years old, and he just takes a look at the guy like it's a fly? That's a reason. It's like, Arnold didn't have to pick him up and throw him out either. That just gave all the respect in the world. It's like, this solid dude who's 70 years old didn't even feel that. It's like what is that? You know what? But no, I will give you the reason why for myself. Growing up, 6 years old on, all I heard was, "Say I'm straight, act like a man. Say I'm straight." That kind of deal. That was my drilled into me like crazy. This posture, to be proud of your height, everything. You know my height now. I say 6'3", and it's like, and I'm saying it's every bit of this. But I'm just gonna say this. But I don't care what the politics of it. I'm just saying the last presidents. Last presidents have been 6 foot, 6'4", 6'2", 6 foot, 6'3". I'm just giving the number, the things. I know 6'2" and 6'3". The last ones. The people that want leadership, regardless of which side of everything is, want someone tall, want someone with a little bit of everything. They look like they don't need the Secret Service. Image. Yeah. Everything image. You get my point? That's what their thought process is. The show West Wing was a 5'7" guy. That will never happen.
So what you're saying is John Scheer will never be the president?
Definitely not. I'm just saying, and he's
well, no, that's just because of his multiple felonies.
Very interesting.
No, absolutely. Oh yeah, all his ninja skills and all that stuff scare people. But no, but the big thing, what I want with something like this is I want all of the above in some certain thing, because as I get myself older, this is a mean world that we see in ourselves. People that get more violent, more everything. The more that you can get a look, an image, and a build and everything, and they don't want to mess with you. And it's like you don't even have to throw down one day for the rest of your life if it looks it.
So
if it looks it and you get skilled in it, then it's in everything, whether it's you're building your muscle or doing your martial arts or whatever, you don't even have to throw.
Everyone should have their own reason for going to the gym.
Yes. And what about you, JJ?
Jiggling asses and thighs is the only answer.
What about you, JJ?
I didn't get a chance to share mine.
All right.
The floor is yours.
I don't think I think it's you have to be a very strong and mentally prepared person to do it for the love and the sex appeal, because number one, two things are going to happen. You're never going to be satisfied, and you're always going to be looking at the concern of other people, which is going to lead to very serious problems on the mental standpoint. You don't want to be insecure trying to do that unless you really are trying to sit there and just accept the fact that you want to live what comes with being that lifestyle. Honestly, I would like to do it for self-defense, just because I definitely, want to be able to take care of myself, because you always want to be able to be ready to take care of yourself and handle yourself. And if you do that, you are going to get in shape and you are going to live a healthy lifestyle. And at the end of the day, it's not just about working out, because there's a lot of people in this world that work out at the gym but aren't actually in shape because they're not doing stuff that keeps them active, like taking self-defense classes or taking martial arts or anything like that, rock climbing, whatever. Heck yeah, let me be
playing sports.
I've always respected, I wanted to be a martial arts guy, because I would love to live here and be gay, wear some nice thigh-high shorts, and somebody say something to me, and I grab their arm and be like, I could break your arm right now, right? So I think if we want to continue, I'm being very nice to you because you don't like me for being who I am, but do know that I can put you in the hospital right now. So I think let's just let that know. I love when I tell people all the time, martial artists may not be the strongest people, whatever, but they know pressure points. Mm-hmm. And they know the points that will make your body just no choice but to react in a way, and then you are out of cahoots. So don't mess with people that do things for self-defense, because trust and believe, when that self-defense kick in, you ain't gonna like it. So I would definitely want to do it for self-defense, for sure.
Well,
good.
You got the mic last, man.
I don't even got nothing for y'all. Actually, let me think. I don't know.
What Pokemon you got?
I was going to ask, because I've been watching. Which show is better? And I hate to do this, and I feel so bad, but I just watched this little interview, but I'm gonna do it. Are we taking Friends or Living Single?
Living Single. Head and
Living
shoulder.
Single.
Living Single by far. Friends was not funny to me.
No.
I'll take Living Single, of course, but
Friends, I get.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, fine. But Friends, I get.
Seinfeld is good,
but you gotta understand my personality. I gotta have reality in my head. Living Single's real, as far as into the situations, everything. In Friends, cool. They were all friends. They all get a thing. But you have an actor, a teacher.
None of them could afford their apartment.
Oh yeah, with the humongous apartment in New York, and they all afford it. Sorry, you've lost me. It's New York City.
Yeah, you got affordable in New York already unrealistic.
Exactly. See, Living Single, I get it because it has a lot more realistic viewpoints. That's good for Friends that it was popular. Good. That's nice. Everything like that. People can see a thing, but it didn't have a realistic aspect based off of New York and affordable alone.
Where did Living Single take place?
I think Chicago.
In 1990s. No, New York.
Was it New York?
It wasn't New York. It wasn't New York. My bad.
Living Single was in Brooklyn.
Yeah, but look at the place compared to Friends. Look at the place in comparison.
Yeah, but what's interesting, the one thing reason why I'll give Living Single is that I have learned, just from all the things I'm learning and being in this group and everything, a lot of their great material was literally off script. They were the kings and queens of improv and acting throughout the entire series, and then when
Yeah?
you actually see it, it's
You didn't
just
know
like,
that?
yo. I knew some of it, but there's a lot that I'm finding out. Like, yo, they really were making it going on, and it's just, I like that. Of course, I mean, at the end of the day, the intro song is one of my favorite intros I've ever heard. I live for the intro song. At the end of the day,
No, I'm always glad for a show, regardless of which it is, that has friends and they're like family to each other, all that stuff. You can talk trash. I mean, Chandler talked trash to Joey all the time, all that stuff. I'm glad to see it. But my thing about it is, I really feel like you get a thing. I mean, I really feel like, okay, you talk about leading single, I'll give you another one, ROC.
Woo! Yes,
Rock.
another one.
Yeah, that one's even better than the leading single to me. It's like
Rock is filmed live in front of a studio audience.
very realistic.
yeah,
He was a garbage man.
Yeah.
And
It was like it was the new Sanford and Son.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying it's like, but I love his battles with the drug dealer, and then at
that episode.
And at the very end, they had to get a respect for each other, so he could go get that kid in jail and go scare him.
Yeah.
They had to go get respect. Guess what? These things in my head are realistic. I can't watch Friends other than a comedy because the scenarios. I mean, at least the scenarios are like Seinfeld without being Seinfeld. It's not realistic. It's just what it is.
Seinfeld was everything. Yes, but long story short, 90s shows and 90s sitcoms were pretty fire. They were pretty everything.
Yeah, but these are my thing. With that, I like realistic. When I say I like realistic, it's like I like Chandler bagging Joey all the time. He was awesome with the hits. When he hits you and he trash talk you. I mean, the sarcasm. Love it. But guess what? An actor, a teacher with those big, giant, humongous penthouse looking thing? No. Not happening. Not in New York City. Not with that kind of wage. That's killed me right there.
Yep.
All right.
Looks like that's it, boys and girls, and everyone that watched. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. Once again, part of the
Real talk, y'all.
Sports Network, where
Appreciate
you guys can tune into all of our other shows. Please tune into the rest of the network. Please tune into the Gauntlet, which will be back next Friday on March 29th for another episode of the Gauntlet. So, looking forward to seeing you guys there. Jacob, thank you for joining us tonight.
Appreciate
it. Pleasure, my man. And we'll see you guys all next week.
Definitely.
Good night, Canada.
Time to go check my sports.